Okay, let's do this. Do it where you guys can actually hear me for a moment until I turn the car on. Yeah, the sun looks like it's shining pretty good. So all of my I want to always feature my throne gifts, and the second gift that I got, which was a drawing tablet, I mean. I kind of haven't really featured it in anything because it's like I don't know, maybe I feel like I was featuring it by the art that I was creating, because I was actually starting to draw almost consistently and a lot with it, and it never felt like I was giving it its due. And now that I have the third gift, it finally came. Here I'm saying finally, it came too soon. But I wanted to do something like, and it was kind of a gag gift, and kind of like if I would, but I still want to feature, the presents that people get me, because it's really nice that they do this for me. I mean, it's like they don't have to, and I know it's like money out of their pocket, especially like using Throne. So not only is it the money that it costs to buy the thing, but it's also the money that Throne takes, which when I found out how much it actually is taking, I was just like, oh my god. I put up a laptop, not for anybody to buy. It had nothing to do with buying, but it had to do with me buying it. And I was doing it kind of like so that people could have a say in what laptop I get, because my old laptop kind of shit the bed, and I'm using a 10-year-old laptop right now to I'm using a 10-year-old laptop to do everything that I'm doing, and the only reason I'm able to do that is because I'm using a Chromebook and a tablet and a few other things to basically and my phone. So a bunch of things that I'm using to kind of make up for the fact that I'm kind of like using things from the Dark Ages. I don't think 2012 was in the Dark Ages. Technology, but I am definitely a bit out of date right now, and it's forcing me to be creative in how I do things. Because of that, like I said, I'm using the old Chromebook, and I'm using an old tablet, and I am trying to get everything situated so I can actually do this. But I put up a new laptop, a decent one, and it was going for $1,200. know, first thing I'm getting is a muffler, so that's $350, and that's not happening anytime soon. So a friend of mine had an emergency where they did a donathon, and I would have tapped into the money for my muffler to help him out, but there's no money in the muffler fund, so there's no money in the laptop fund either. So I'm just kind of shopping around, so that when money falls out of the sky, I can buy these things. So I put this up. It was $1,200, and Throne charged I think it was $1,700 for it, and I was just like going, that's like a markup and a half. Like, you're acting like there's a processing fee that's worth $500, and then I realized that they're taking a percentage. I just switched it out for a cheaper laptop, and the cheaper laptop, they want almost $2,000 for it. So I don't think it's a percentage. I don't know how they do their math. Both laptops are going from Amazon, which is partnered with Throne. I don't understand how the markup works for them, but it's definitely a bit much. And I know it's, once you get into the expensive items, they tend to charge a little bit more, but it's like that's too much. And back to what we were talking about, when I had Tiny Deadpool here, you could buy that little stuffed guy for under $20. I think it was like $19.95, so let's call it just $20. Right? That $20 freaking doll, they charged $30 for. Now we get into the mouse pad. The drawing tablet, they marked it up, I think almost $40, almost double what it sold for. I think it sold for 30, and I think it sold for 30, and they sold the person paid $57 for it. So the markup on Throne is just, I think they've just gotten too greedy. So please don't ever friggin' buy me anything from Throne. I'd rather give you my freaking address and you can send it to me directly. The very thing that Throne is supposedly protecting us from, I'm almost like, that's too much. I got this gift, and it was very inexpensive, but Throne makes it like too expensive to buy. And so now I have it, and it's kind of a gag gift, and you know, it's definitely funny as hell. And so here I am. I'm going to be basically using this. You know, the humor's not there. You know, it's only between me and the person now. And I actually suggested that I put a camera on it, on the mouse pad, and when I'm streaming, I can have, you know, you can see me, you know, fiddling around with it. Also added a redeem so that I can pat it. Pat the mouse pad. I started a test. Had to do. I couldn't figure out how to get my camera attached to my computer so I can run the feed directly to the computer so I can have mobility. Which I don't know why the phone won't work that way. In hindsight, it was fortuitous, so it worked in my favor. So what I did was I set up the Chromebook, started a live feed. I debated whether I was going to make that public or not, but I decided, you know what? If somebody wants to come say hi to the mouse pad, they can say hi to the mouse pad. So I started up with a public live feed, and I added it to my Twitch stream. So I had a little tiny box in the corner where you can actually see me working the mouse. And I added the redeem in so that somebody can have me spank the mouse pad. Pat the mouse pad. My stream on Twitch crashed after 2 hours. It's been happening all the time. It could be Streamlabs. And OBS tends to be a little bit more stable, but the mouse pad's not using any OBS or anything like that. It's just a straight camera on it and filming. It has no sound, and because the microphone on the Chromebook is absolute crap. But it is just running away. It's just doing its thing and running. So after it crashed, I do what I normally do, and I find somebody to raid, and I closed the stream. And I couldn't find anybody to raid, and it was just kind of like all, kind of sad. If you really want to know the truth, it just kind of ended the stream. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and most of the people that I follow and stuff like that aren't even on. So I said I'd probably be back. I wasn't, but I wanted to be back in it. But the thing is that the stream was still going strong, and it's like it didn't drop a single frame. So I was like, let me just run it. So I kept it going. I actually posted up that I'm doing this now, and it has now been 24 hours. And I'm kicking myself that I could have been doing this as soon as the thing came. But I wasn't really set up for it. It came very early. It was supposed to arrive on the 17th. And I'm kind of like still kind of in shock over the whole thing. The Chromebook, speaking about Chromebook and filming, decided to eat the entire video for the unboxing. So my goofy, funny, basically silent unboxing video was never made. I made a second video, and I forgot that I never hooked up the microphone to the Chromebook. So basically it was me going, I don't have a freaking video, blah, 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 blah. But I was saying all those things, but none of it came out. So I had to do a third video, 3 videos on the unboxing, to explain why I'm not unboxing. And that one definitely had sound. I am literally at the mercy of my internet provider at this point. They're not very stable. In fact, most of my crashes I probably wrongly attribute to Twitch crashing, and it's usually my provider, Comcast. They suck. Yeah, and Comcast can bite me for all I care. But yeah, that is. If I had to put, if I had to make a wager on what would kill this stream, even me turning it off or accidentally turning it off, that is a possibility of things happening. But more likely than not, what's going to happen is an interruption with the connection. That will be all Xfinity. And what makes it even sadder is the Chromebook is Wi-Fi. It's not Ethernet connected. In fact, there's no way to put an Ethernet connection into my Chromebook. It's all Wi-Fi. It always has been. So even that could happen and break the connection at any time. I'm not watching it. I'm going to be at work for 6-7 hours. I'm probably not going to get home for a full 8 hours. And yeah. 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 So I'm not gonna go home for 8 hours from now. Anything could happen in that 8 hours. I just slept for 7 hours. anything could have happened. I could have dropped a frame or two. And I know it sounds like dropping a frame is like not a big deal because the stream will keep going with a dropped frame. With a couple of dropped frames. It'll only do if it's starting to drop frames consistently and then of course dies. It hasn't dropped a single frame the entire time. The entire 24 hours. I'm still kind of in shock over that. You know, it's been going for 24 hours. Yeah. So with the 8 hours that's going to take for me to get home today, I am going to be at. It was 36 hours and change. So if I hit the 37th hour mark, I've already beaten my. That's how I'm going to gauge it, because I forgot what the how much time after the 36 hours. I just know I passed 36 hours. Hours that I'm going to be away from it, I'm going to be at 32 hours, so it'll be 4 hours after that. And then, sorry, I should do my math better. Math better! Q, you got it, math better. So 8 hours plus 24 is 32, and then I have 4 hours on top of that. A lot can happen in the next 12 hours. Freaking shit ton can happen in the next 12 hours. So, if we can do that, we will be past my record of a continuous. This is a continuous stream. This is completely different than people doing forever streams and stuff like that. And those rules. This is a continued non-breaking stream. That is what I'm doing. forever streams and stuff like that. This is going to be a continuous stream. It's gonna run until it can't run anymore. And unlike Twitch, if the stream crashes, it's over. Stream crashes, the stream ends, and that's where it's going to be. My scuffed tuber is going to basically try to break a record. I don't know what the record is. I do know that 48 hours, you can do a 48-hour stream on Twitch, and I've seen those, and it shuts you down after 48 hours. YouTube used to only be 12 hours. To shut down the feed, and I did a 36-hour sleep stream, one for my birthday and one after it, and they kept the one after it, which is still up, but the original one, the big one, that one they took down. And both those streams I ended because I wanted to stream. I had to do other things, and it basically wouldn't allow me to do the other things plus stream. And this is with my 7-year-old laptop. I still think it's kind of funny that when I bought 7 years ago, 7 years ago, 7 years ago when I bought the laptop I'm currently using, I was like, this is a backup in case something happens, or in case I have to send this laptop back for repair. And I have only used the current laptop once, and that was to get my computer cleaned and repaired in the 7 years. I had a 5-year warranty on it, and it lasted me 7 years. However long the 10-year-old lasts. There was nothing wrong with the 10-year-old laptop, except that it was, a little sluggish, and I was thinking that I was going to be doing more videos and things like that, and I was thinking I was going to be doing more videos and things like that, and I ended up not. You have to also remember that 7 years ago I was going to be a YouTuber, so I wanted to have the laptop to do it. Actually, I was going to be part of a group of YouTubers, and we were going to be doing our individual stuff plus doing collaborations together and more skits and things like that. I had a talk show and stuff like that, and like I said, we were going to be doing like collaborations together. I wasn't going to be the face of the company. I was just going to be a member of the company. Creative differences, people already wanting money, all the whole thing backfired. And I had always held out hope that we would actually do that. We would actually get it together. And I waited 7 years, and you know what the funny thing about it is, if I had my birthday, I would have shot it. Quta would have held that phone, the phone you're watching on, in the hands, and shot the entire thing, and that would have been the whole thing. I would have carried Quta, basically on my chest, and we would have done all the rides and all the things and everything, and yeah, we would have done all the rides and this, and hopefully I would have done my 50 rides on the 50th anniversary on my 50th birthday, and it would have been great. The thing about it is, I would still have been hoping that we would start the YouTube project, and I would still have been holding out hope, and it would have just been those few streams, pretty much just for family, and distributed around, and that would have been it. And I don't know, maybe I would have stayed with Facebook. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm very happy I quit Facebook. But I never would have gone to Twitch, and I never would have been trying to push to be a streamer. If my birthday happened. Because I even at the time, you can always go back and watch all freaking 1,400 hours of videos of me explaining this, but I never thought I could do what the streamers do. This is even as a hobby. This is a job. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and I definitely have taken the lazy way of doing things, but even that takes a lot of work, and it might even be easier just to do the regular work, so I could look more professional, because this is for the birds sometimes. It's very draining. Streaming is extremely draining on you. I don't know if it gets easier later on, but I don't think it does. I look at all the people who make partner, and they're basically broken. And I don't know if it's because they've been pushing when they were an affiliate, and now that they finally make it to partnership, that they think it's time to relax, and they're doing it, and they just basically lost. But they just all seem broken. Most of them I see, taking hiatuses and taking time off. And now I'm watching the affiliates. This summer has been absolutely a catastrophe for streamers, and maybe it's because the pandemic seems to be calming down, and people aren't taking monkeypox very seriously. But They got to make money. Stimulus checks aren't coming anymore. Unemployment's running out, and they gotta go. And I've just literally watched. I said the word literally again. I watched a whole ton, especially the people that started streaming around my time, just vanish. And now I'm watching like the second group that came in, almost a year after I started, and they're starting, the people who started at the beginning of this year, or a little bit before, they're starting to drop off now, and it's getting to a point where it's like survival of the fittest, and I'm not into that. Not into that at all. But I gotta get some work done. I was running late to begin with, and I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're having a wonderful time doing it. I really do. And if you don't mind, put a cool beans in the comments below. Let me know that you're watching, and I would appreciate that. And as always, cool beans. All right, take care.